What a unique, interesting, and enlightening world that we live in. Could it be any other way? I mean, it's all we know. Driving to work this morning, the sun hadn't quite come up. It was behind Mount Hood, and I could see the silhouette of the mountain and some low hanging fog along the Columbia River, and then blue skies beyond that. And it was just absolutely beautiful. And it just so happened I decided to put my playlist today as Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, for my morning commute. Now, back in like 86, 87, when that album came out, it was a big hit. I mean, obviously, Bon Jovi is pretty well known. And it's not because he had a long career in music, it's because of that album and the one before it. But the point was that there was a certain time in history when this music came out, and when I listen to it now, God, what is it? 30 years later, almost. It's just, wait, 40 years. I'm sorry, 96. Yeah, it's been like 38 years since that album came out, and it just blows me away. You know, sitting with my friends in my youth, um, listening to Metallica, and waiting for the Black Album to come out from them, and being disappointed when it did, because of course there were some ballads on there that Enter Sandman, shit like that. So anyway, I just, driving to work, just seeing the sunrise, listening to old music, it just gives me such gratitude for being alive. I don't take for granted the modern day that we live in and all of the benefits that it entails. And this includes the fact that I can reach into my bag here and I can pull out a pair of headphones in this little tiny box, and I can pull one out, I can put it in my ear and push it, and it recognizes my finger sensitivity and says, "Oh, I want you to play a song. You want me to play a song." This is something that, even as a kid, when I was younger, I had, of course, most of the technology we had was cassette Walkmans. That was the best you could do. There weren't CDs yet, so. And this isn't just nostalgia for the good old days. This is more of an appreciation for the good old days, as well as an appreciation for the good new days. That as we get older, we start to see things in sometimes a more dreary light, in the sense that the world's falling apart. There's, too much technology. This is something that every generation has faced. There's people who were freaking out when the television came out, when the radio came out, thinking it was going to take people away from sitting around reading their newspapers. Humans have always had a fondness for distraction. And because of this, I think, we try to find a way to, keep our minds busy at all times. And I find this to be unhealthy on one hand, in the sense that we always feel like we've got to be doing something or moving forward. I'm not necessarily partial to that. I've been really thinking a lot lately about what I want in life, and how I want to change, as well as what I want to remain consistent in my life. And being able to embrace all the change that comes with time is, I think, a crucial aspect to being a healthy human. That we can't just spend our time worrying about the what ifs or how things could be different. Look, we're all going to face some bullshit adversity in our life. There's no way around it. Even getting up, at 5:55 this morning, and taking a shower and driving, and 45 minutes to get to work, which I'm sitting in front of my job right now. Kind of waiting to start the day, waiting till my brain kicks in, I guess, for a minute. But I thought this would be a good time to do a morning video. I always want to do these morning chats, but don't feel like I'll be inspired enough, especially when I haven't even said half a dozen words since I woke up, except to my family. So I'm like clearing my throat, But there was hope. No, there was faith. I heard someone say the other day that, They don't like the word hope. They prefer faith, because hope is just hoping something will happen. Faith is knowing that it will, even if you're wrong. And I understand this more as I get older. There was a certain air of, uh, superiority when you're young, when you're a kid, and you think you know best, and everybody else around you is crazy. All the adults are lunatics. The fact is, we all are lunatics, but on the side note, Luna, having to do with the moon, lunatic is one who is affected by the moon. The same way that um, being hysterical is supposed to be women. It was applied to women because of the hysterectomy, the same hyster, having to do with the female organs. That's neither here nor there, but it's just interesting. I love etymology, which is the study of the word. And no, not entomology. That's the study of insects. It took me a while to figure out when I was younger. I was like, wait a minute, entomology? You're studying insects? I thought this was words. But the more we understand the language of our time, the better suited we are to, I guess, determine what's right and wrong, what's good and bad, and what works for people. So when I was younger, we didn't have a lot of technology, but what we did have, we definitely embraced, and we made it work for us. There's nothing better than sitting, I should say, well, not nothing better, but um, I should say it's much better to be sitting on a city bus going to school when you have a pair of headphones, even if those headphones are tiny and they just bleed out all over and everybody can hear what you're listening to. Um, but that was pretty cool when you're a teenager, because you want everybody to hear what you're listening to. You want them to hear how cool you are. Just, you know, as I grow older and start to understand things on a different level, I I realized that I let some time slip away. My mental fortitude was weakened by just, the plethora of responsibilities and the general consensus that life is about, I guess, you know, being progressive. I mean, not progressive politically, but progressing and doing new things. And you get to a point where you wonder, have I done enough? Have I worked hard enough in my life? And what do I really want? And it always comes down to that ability to enjoy music with other people, or to go on a walk in a park with somebody you love. These are the golden moments in life, the ones that we have to cherish. And if we don't have enough of them, we have to create them. My friends and I, we met up in December and went to my friend's beach house down there in Oregon by Coos Bay. He's got a place by the dunes. And it was my brother and I and him and our friend Scott, and all four of us went down there, sat around for 3 or 4 days, and just partied and just chatted and laughed. I'll never forget that. Of course, you never forget these events, but it's something that I can draw upon for energy. And sometimes it's an effort to get everything together, get the same time off and get everybody to one place at one time. And once you do it, though, it's just so rewarding. It's like going on vacation. My mom used to say that, at some age, you realize that going to these concerts, events, festivals, vacations, camping, that they're just not worth it because, the energy it takes to pack and get everything ready. I totally understand that, and I'm beginning to understand it even more as I get older. I find myself like, I don't want to go to this concert; it's too much work. But when we do, and when we do pressure ourselves, it can be life changing. One event, and that to me is what keeps me going. God, life is complicated, but it can be so simple. Like this fellow over here, this young man behind me, I can hear his car starting up. Sounds like it needs some work. This is a pretty nice neighborhood, somewhat nice neighborhood, nice cars. And then there's this one Toyota Tercel, this orange Toyota Tercel on the side of the road here that this kid owns. And every morning he gets in there and he starts up his car. It runs like a beast, just rattling, and He has to thaw his window. I just think back to so many years of me driving to work or elsewhere and having to like reach up and wipe off my window every 30 seconds because I didn't have a heater in my car, stuff like that. But how it brought me gratitude. The point is that the struggle brings us gratitude, brings us understanding that the good times are the good times. Without that, you don't know. So we need a little bit of a kick in the butt. Sometimes light a fire under our own butts. It's important. I'm trying to do that right now and start a new business. And, being almost 50, you start to wonder, what's the point? It's just, it's always about new things, new and exciting things, pushing ourselves. So anyway, that's my morning rant, and I better get to work now. So I'll see y'all next time. Be well.